this a little down the schedule. I wonder if... Oh, hey, you're here. And 5 minutes early, too. You must be excited. Well, I guess we can get started, even if it's just a chat. I'm Miraig. It's nice to meet you. I'm one of our data specialists, and I'll be taking you through orientation today. Just getting you acquainted with the workplace rules, schedules, general expectations, facility layout, all that. So, you must be proud to have gotten into the program, huh? I know, I was honestly dumbfounded when I landed this gig. I guess the big guys really liked my charts. But yeah, you must have something special you bring to the table. Mind if I ask what your specialty is? Oh, I see. That's pretty great. We could always use more of that. And not just in the Hextech Labs either. Absolutely. So, where exactly would you like to get started? I mean, there is a certain process, but meeting people halfway tends to help them process everything better. I want to be able to get on their level, you know? Work with how their brain works. This place was built on the unorthodox. Did you ever hear how the founders even got this stuff started? Wild story. Yeah, they're a couple of weirdos. Oh, I mean, I can say that, we're friends. But it's a bit more unprofessional than I should be right now, so... Okay, so, in this room over here, I'll run you through all of the standard issue equipment you're expected to use while employed here. Goggles. Always wear eye protection. Trust me. Whatever happens, if you don't, is entirely on you. And don't expect to keep your job even if you're not permanently injured. Behind you is an example of the showers we use to immediately wash off any harmful chemicals. Anything on your face, eyes, skin that has even a remote chance of harming you, you need to book it to one of these and crank it. No excuses. It's for your own good. Alright. These gloves are insulated for protection against particularly harmful materials, namely Hextech crystals. They're not as volatile as they once were, but they are pretty much beads of concentrated magic, so... Trust me, things can go sideways fast if you make even the slightest wrong move. That stuff is finicky. Well, that's why Piltover doesn't tolerate practicing mages, right? Yeah. Okay. This next one... I don't really know the right word for this, but it will help with the removal of hazardous materials from delicate spots. Kind of like tweezers or tongs. Well, I'm from a different department. My job is to take the data you guys collect and transfer it to a more immediately comprehensive format. Well, adding a little of my own artistic flair. Hey, it worked on the guys upstairs. Now, I'm sure you're used to seeing all of this more standard lab equipment. Burners, beakers, etc. You wouldn't be here if you didn't know how to use them. So, how's about we skip that part? Sound good? Good. Okay. On with the tour. Oh, yeah. That's Victor. He's a sweetheart, once you get to know him. Jace? He's been busy with those counselor shenanigans recently. But you should be able to meet him eventually, considering how closely you'll be working with the inner circle. I guess he's turned into a bit of a celebrity, huh? Just don't let it go to his head more than it already has. Listen, not that I don't trust you, but some previous hires have gotten in just for the opportunity to speak to the guy. And this might sound harsh, but you're gonna get your hopes crushed. Whether someone is infatuated with Jace on a deeper level or not, he doesn't tend to have a lot of time for a huge amount of people. The only time he socializes on that scale is at those stuffy parties. And I think we all know how superficially that would play out. Yeah, we actually did have to oust a few prospective employees because of that. It's a shame, too, because they had the skill and talent to be good partners on this project. They just had ulterior motives that weren't conducive to a great work environment. Besides... Okay. You didn't hear this from me. But Jace is taken anyway. Okay, so, behind this door you'll find the main lab. That's where the founders are usually making their latest breakthroughs. I recommend not intruding unless you're specifically asked here or manage to befriend them enough to just waltz in. Otherwise, they don't really like being interrupted. Oh, hey Sky. Yeah, she's another friend who works closely with us. She's sweet. Maybe you should get to know her better. Alright, just a bit more this way. Ah, yeah. That sign points to Heimerdinger's office. He's still Dean of the Academy, so, well, all of this is kind of under his jurisdiction as well. He's generally good-natured, but I'd suggest carrying yourself carefully around him anyway. He's had a couple disagreements with the way things are conducted in regards to Hextech. So, just don't do anything too weird around him, you know? Good. Glad we got that sorted. Okay. So, this will be your personal workspace. Fairly spacious, but still not the roomiest. You might be able to work your way up if you need something bigger. But for now, you gotta make this work. It's perfect. Well, I guess there's a first time for everything. Yeah, I've really never heard anyone say that before. Some grumble, and some just nod politely. But they don't get that excited about their new office space. I like your enthusiasm. Yeah, you got a shower here too. And a wash station in case you get something in your peepers. Yeah. File cabinets, desk, note space, comfy chair, shelves, and a pretty sweet lab space. Guess you kinda lucked out. I've seen workshop spaces that are a bit more cramped than this one. Yeah, maybe that's why some of the others might have been disappointed. Everyone wants to be a forerunner in this kind of innovation. It's not as easy when you have a school kid's desk for a hands on workspace. Mm hmm. So, you'll have about a week to move in and sort everything you need to. And to bookend that, you'll have a couple of days to kind of mingle around the office, make small talk, try to at least establish cordial or civil relationships with coworkers. There are also some fun little workplace things like the newsletter. It's a bit tongue in cheek, but I find it worth at least an internal chuckle. Sometimes Jace has someone drop by and leave out tea and cakes, so that's great. But it's not as great when you find out you're too late for cakes. Unless you're not feeling sweets at the time. I'm not big on tea myself, but I do keep a stash of my own blends. I actually used to be a horticulturalist, so I kind of kept around some of my best blends from those days. Herbal and medicinal mostly. I try to make them taste good as well because my taste buds are picky. Well, my talent with plants wasn't all that spectacular. It was really only notable because of where I came from. Medicinal plants and those who can make them survive are much more valuable there. But my true talent lies in visuals. Visual arts mostly. But I managed to apply those skills to something practical, so here I am. Oh, don't worry. I like working here. And I still find time for my own personal side projects. Honestly, I'm a lot more interested in science now than I ever have been. I can't say I would have had this kind of excitement over experiments and equations if I hadn't landed here. Well, for one, arithmetic is the work of something beyond evil. Yeah, I hate it. But somehow being here got me excited to see mind numbing equations being listed on chalkboards. Make that make sense. Yeah, maybe this placement could help broaden your horizons too. I'm glad you're so excited about this. Well, some are, some aren't. I think most of the ones that aren't either take themselves too seriously or never wanted anything to do with this field. Ugh, yeah. Their parents probably strong armed them into it or something. Shameful behavior on their part. Yeah, that kind of thing just breeds more misery. More unhappy people in society just doesn't really help anyone. I mean, there are a lot of reasons to be unhappy. But reasons like that are entirely avoidable if people would just do better, it's hard to excuse. At some point, the other party's story doesn't matter if they've done nothing to help themselves. You don't get to perpetuate your terrible attitude just because you've had it rough. Everybody does. But it's your choice what to do with it. You can either become some nasty piece of work or choose to be better than that. Oh, there's always a choice. Believe me. So, What made you want to take the leap and apply here? Aw. Yeah, same here. A better world for everyone. It would be nice if it would hurry up just a bit. But I guess there's no rushing progress. Do you know anyone who's already working here? Anyone who maybe referred you or something? Yeah, okay. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I have to show you the break room. Sorry about that. It's right this way. And here it is. Yeah, it's got a whole kitchen and everything. Pretty sweet, right? Personally, I like to bring some groceries from home and make eggs in the wee hours of the morning. Just throw them gently into the icebox till the perfect time. Yeah, a bit of sharp cheddar, salt, pepper. A nice simple treat. Good for you, too. Yeah, that kettle doesn't leave that burner. Uh, Maybe make sure to return it to that exact spot if you ever use it. Oh, you want to try one of my blends? Aw, um, yeah, I guess sometime when we have an excuse. You could find me in my office and I'll let you pick something that looks nice. Okay, great. I feel like you're one of the more sociable people I've shown around. Half the time I feel like people just want to get this over with and have me shut up already. Yeah, I guess someone's job depends entirely on their perspective. I don't blame people for not being here to make friends. It just feels a little sad when they look at me like they want me to get lost. I might just be projecting. Point is, I'm glad to have you on board. I'm sure a lot of others ought to feel the same way. You just gotta start rubbing elbows with them. It's a toss-up. You just have to get out there and see what the luck of the draw gives you. Don't worry too much about it. I might just be dramatic. It might not be as bad as all that. It's probably different from person to person, too. You want to get settled in? Okay, well, shout if you need anything. You can just follow the signs to data visualization. My office is the first on the left. It's pretty close to where the founders are, too. So, feel free to stop by if you need anything. Okay. Well, it was nice seeing you. And good luck.